Well, what do we have here? There are a couple of racing go-karts from 1998, I believe, and they've been sitting outside for 10 years, not running. Cue the intro.
I think I broke it.
Alright everybody, in today's video we are going to be taking a little bit of a break from the Jeep. However, we do have two go-karts and a trailer. Look at this. I guess the neighbor's getting bored too. I think we're going to have to get these running and definitely do a little Grand Prix around our... Anyways, just to give you guys a little bit of a rundown. These have been sitting outside for 7 to 10 years, something like that. These are Briggs & Stratton methanol engines that have been exposed to the elements for who knows how long. Basically everything that's rubber, like the tires, the brake lines, yeah, basically anything that's rubber needs to be replaced on these, which thankfully isn't too big of a deal. I mean, this chain I haven't even touched. You can tell it's just, I mean, it's almost rusted solid, but we've got one engine so far. Harbor Freight, $100. That's cool that you can pull starter from the seat. Like shit, cops! Ring! I'm excited.
Coming in, flex. I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10 again, State your name. Big been dope on flame, I just switched the lanes. Damn, he did it again, I just flipped the pain. Stripping and dipping in bass, slab on everything.
What are you doing?
I'm gluing the halves of the wheel together so that they'll seal. Is what's doing.
Coming in, flex. I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10 again. Pump up the action, bitch, I'm active. If he never heard of it, yo, P just napping. Jackson's.
Don't mind me, just messing up my freshly painted wheels.
Bitch, I'm broke if you ask it. Don't gotta sell them, most Cialis flawless, broken whistles longer than the scoring. Heard you want it cause the yam's enormous. What's an ass? Since she is gorgeous. Live my life, last name of Morgan Freeman. Trying to touch a forest. Do not know when knocking on the door is. Came in, I came in. Did it like the Porsches coming in.
Good.
Flex. I just wanna win.
Clean them up if I can.
LABB, who we running with, 2233, I'm on 10 again. Okay, alright.
It's really hard to see.
Coming in.
Yeah.
I just wanna win.
Okay. So that is not on there straight at all. There we go. Wow, still going. Never exceed 40 psi to seat the bead. Max inflation pressure 57. But they run at 14. This one.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's just this wheel's bent. It's not terrible, but... Ah, yes, the quarantine boredom. Let's get the other garage door opened real quick for some more light. Okay, so we've got not one, but two racing karts from the early 90s. Luckily, Harbor Freight sells the Predator 212cc engine for about $100 with a coupon. I think it's like $104 after tax. And there's a lot of aftermarket parts that you can throw in these things. But before you start looking at the aftermarket parts, you have to look at stuff like the tires, the bearings, the chain, the brakes, like literally anything that could possibly rust or corrode needs to be addressed before you start modifying. This kart I've been messing with. You guys saw the footage of installing the brand new Hoosier tires. It's a 5-inch wheel with the front is a 10-inch total diameter. The rear is an 11-inch total diameter, and it's an R66 compound, I believe. The compound is an R60A, which is super, super sticky. So this kart is almost set up. The rest of the parts for the brake system and the engine will be here in a couple of days, and then we can get some footage of reassembling the engine. I know it looks assembled, but most of it's just mocked up. I was basically messing with the throttle linkage because the governor is removed. The governor is integrated in the throttle linkage from the factory, so you have to rework the throttle linkage. And the other kart is a Bandit racing chassis that is in much worse condition. Essentially, both of these karts were on that trailer over there. The red one was on the bottom, and that one was yellow or a black chassis. That one was sitting on the top. So it took a majority of the beating as far as like the sun corrosion and just like all of the weathering, I guess you could say, because like I said, it was sitting outside for about 7 years, 8 years, maybe 10, who knows. These are the engines that came in these go-karts. They are Briggs & Stratton Raptor 5 horsepower methanol engines. Apparently they're crazy racing engines, but I don't know because I haven't rebuilt them yet. And they are for sale. Just to demonstrate how bad of condition these things are in, check out these tires. Like, the rubber is just separating. They are real bad. I put it on my creeper so that I can just roll it around and do what I need to do. But remove the engines. They have adjustable engine sliders. If I want to redo this kart, it's going to need a brake master cylinder, a caliper, bearings for the rear axles. It's going to need tires. The bearings on the front, I would say, are good enough to use until they explode or fail. And then most likely a seat. Steering wheel's all bent up, but a seat, because this one's kind of thrashed. Essentially, it needs everything besides, you know, the chassis. Throttle spring is all right. I'm sure with a little lubrication, that would be all right too. The brake pedal. Thrashed. It's been sitting in the same spot for a while. Yeah, definitely need some tires. But that is seized pretty solid. I mean, not solid, but as far as spinning, doesn't do that. And then this was the chain that I cut off of it. So, yeah, not in the best shape. Alright guys, this is what I've been working on. Obviously, these two karts. The red cart we're almost done with, should be done in the next couple of days. The next video will be reassembling the engine with the performance parts. And then, depending on how the response is to the red cart, we'll get the black cart going. We'll get it torn down as far as all the parts and pieces. We'll recoat, paint, powder coat, whatever we need to do to this cart. But I feel like this would be much more fun having two instead of one. Until next week's video, guys, stay safe, stay corona free, wear your face masks, and I'm out of here. Later.